What are the reasons for keeping tasting notes? Well, it reminds you of a particular whiskey, a particular occasion. You can compare notes with other people, and it's, by and large, it's just fun. It's rather like keeping a diary. The way you keep your notes, broadly similar to the stages in doing a tasting, which is to say it has three main elements. The first is the appearance of the whiskey, the second, the aroma of the whiskey, and the third, the taste of the whiskey. Remember that flavour is a combination of smell and taste, aroma and taste. So, you first of all look and you take notes. You'd write the name of the whiskey, you'd write the age, the strength, the place that you're tasting it, anything you like, the bottler, anything that you want to put down. But then you would look at the appearance. Now, the appearance, the whiskey, when it comes off the still, is like water, gin clear. It gets the colour from the cask in which it's been matured. So you can learn a lot by looking at the colour of the whiskey. We will talk elsewhere about the influence of wood, but broadly speaking, American oak gives a golden colour like that, whereas European oak gives a deep, rich, polished mahogany type colour like that. And this sets up expectations. These have flavour implications. And so you would take a note, you would describe the colour. Full gold, pale gold, polished mahogany, polished rosewood, anything like this. The language is not fixed in stone by any means. You would look at the legs, which we discuss elsewhere in another segment. You might like to comment on that. You would look at the vismetric whorls, if you want to. And then you'd start nosing. So we're into the next section. You would nose straight, first of all, and you would describe what you can smell. Quite difficult to put words to smells, but you know, you get used to it. Broadly speaking, there are a simple range of aromatic groups. For example, cereal or malty would be one. Floral notes, fruity notes. The fruity notes break down into fresh fruit, citric fruit possibly, dried fruits, cooked fruits, tinned fruits, and then beyond that you might try and, just looking at this one, this is clearly in the dried fruit area, and I'm picking up sultanas, I'm picking up dates, Christmas cake, moist Christmas cake. Do you see what I mean? So you can run through. So we've got cereal notes, floral notes, fruity notes, smoky notes. This doesn't have any smoke at all. But and then within smokiness, are you looking at medicinal notes, or are you looking at truly smoky notes? And what sort of smoke is it? Is it very, very light, like smoked oysters, for example? Or is it extreme, like wafts of coal smoke or creosote? And so on. So anything that comes to mind, anything that the smells remind you of, you write down. You might have woody notes or winey notes. There are a range of broad aromatic groups which you would, so you'd go through it straight. You might have a little sip straight. You'd remark on the flavour at full strength, which is quite hot and quite difficult to taste. This is sweet to start and then dry with a very quick finish. So then you'd add some water, a little dash of water, and you would go through the procedure again. These fruity notes have become more waxy. It's become more like fruitcake mix rather than a fruitcake Christmas cake. Yep, there's definitely a fatty, waxy note coming in here. And the more it breathes in the glass, the flavours change. And so you've got plenty of, you should leave plenty of time, take your notes, enjoy the smells, try and chase elusive aromas. And then when you finish that, you then taste. First, you're looking for the texture in the mouth. Smooth, slightly acerbic possibly, mouth cooling, mouth drying, all these things have to do with oily, creamy, all this is to do with the texture of the physical texture in the mouth. Then you look at the balance of primary tastes. Sweetness being picked up on the front of your tongue, acidity and saltiness at the sides of the tongue, and dryness and also smokiness, although smoke isn't a primary taste at the back as you swallow. And you think as you take a mouthful and swallow, is there much sweetness there? What's the overall impression? And then you consider the length of the whiskey, how long it lingers in the mouth. Take it all down, take it all down. So you're going. Light sweetness, light acidity, long finish. A pleasant mouthfeel, but not terribly viscous. And then you'd consider aftertaste of dried fruits in this case. And then when you finished all that, you'd maybe go on to the next whiskey. You'd leave a little in your glass and come back to it about 20 minutes later if you're taking rigorous notes, and you would note what's called the development, how it's changed, if it has changed in breathing in the glass, for good or bad. Some whiskies go on for a long, long time. Some you can come back to an empty glass the following morning and it'll still have a lovely, lovely aroma. So that's the basis of taking tasting notes.